Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second hour of episode 8 of The Long Voyage.
Death to the dollar hand!
Indeed, death to the dollar hand. And, oh, come on. That's horrible.
Sorry. At least it wasn't Danish. People won't understand it unless they're from Denmark, obviously.
Except our Danish viewers.
High five, Chris.
We have gotten some initiatives on the board, and you guys are now facing this monstrosity, which draws from its belts behind it. Basically, the weapon is at the small of its back. It reaches back there with one hand and pulls forward this inhumanly long spine. Human spine. It's maybe, you would guess, it's probably 4 or 5 paces long all in all, and it snaps it out like a whip and levels a blow at the first person to charge it, which I'm sad to say was Baggy.
Sure, bring it. You know?
I
ain't afraid of no dollar hand.
He's about to get whipped by... Oh, God.
Yeah, don't go there.
Spine whip.
Is it his own, or...
That would actually be kind of fun. Pulls out its weapon and just collapses.
Yeah.
I got you now, fuck!
Seriously,
It actually misses. That is
a warning.
It's a horrible roll, so yeah, it misses.
I
It was just a warning whip.
No.
It's like, goodbye, Baggy.
Please tell me that when it misses and strikes something off to the side, it causes like a small explosion or something.
No, it doesn't cause an explosion, but what does happen is that the what's it called? Baggy basically avoids this thing by ducking his head at the right time. And
Ducking and weaving.
ducking and weaving indeed. And the whip in that case obviously goes over his head, and in doing so it clips a rather thick branch on a tree that basically that Baggy is charging underneath to get to this thing. And basically it looks like it's been sawed over. It's the branch just falls to the ground like it's been cut with a saw.
Probably a good thing he ducked then.
That is one mean spinal column.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Seriously,
it literally growls something in old form, and a couple of you, I believe, understand the basics of it.
Mostly the target, I think.
Yeah, Baggy, you understand old form, right?
He speaks New Tongue, but that
New Tongue, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, in that case, none of you actually understand what it's saying, but it is saying something, and it's looking straight at Baggy, and it's not a very happy monster right now.
Yes, you have defied me. I do not like you.
Exactly. So,
But,
Sindri, would you continue to defy it, please?
It's at times like this. I do wish we had brought the others with us, because they at least might have some gold. Yeah, I'm gonna try and shoot its head out of its arm.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. Where's me bow?
On your toe.
Funny, amusing, haha.
Pointed at your foe.
I expected better of you, Joan. I really did, and
Sorry,
you've betrayed.
I haven't slept
betrayed
much,
me.
so I'm gonna use that excuse.
Yeah, Joe. I'll. All right, fine. Only just.
Yes, but only just is enough.
Now, where's that damage thingy? Only 3, but It's something.
I like you roll it imp all the time.
Oh my.
So that is 3, and then half of that on top, and you round off. You don't round down, so that's 5 points of impaling damage to the head of this thing. Actually, no, because you did say that you were going to aim at the head, right?
Yes.
Yes. If you aim at the head, you take a minus for it to your.
-7 to be exact.
Yeah.
At
Minus
least
what?
that's what it said on my.
Yeah, it's a small target.
Oh, -7.
Yes, -7 to hit someone's head. It's small and it moves around a lot, even when it's being held on under somebody's arm.
So basically, I'd need to roll.
Yes,
A lot better.
because you didn't know that. I'm going to be okay with you just shooting at it. But
It's very kind of you.
Cold shots are a thing, but there are penalties to doing so, obviously.
Fair enough.
It could be so much fun playing cricket with its head, though.
Yes, so you hit it squarely in the chest, and the arrow sticks. And whether you actually do any kind of damage to it or not, you're not really certain.
Okay. Probably doesn't.
It's not as if it's bleeding or anything after all. So
No, it's
No.
highly unsatisfying.
yeah, really is. Next we have Baggy.
Okay, so Baggy charges at the thing, ducks
Yes.
under its whippy thingamajig,
Yes.
and then goes straight for its. I'm assuming it's the skull at least. I'm looking for when trying to hit its head.
Yeah, that's the. It's got its heart. It's got its head under its arm. Worse. Yes, that would be another minus a lot, obviously, if you want to try
-7
to chop at that.
Yep.
It's a correctly themed monster. It has its head under its arm, just like half of us does.
So actually, I have to roll 5 or below to hit this creature,
All right.
and I don't.
No, you don't.
But yeah.
So,
Actually, because you're also charging, you would have to roll under 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I do like his tenacity in definitely. I mean, he's going for it and he believes in it. I like that.
I believe.
I think just in you know, on a general principle, you might want to invest in buying up your skill with that axe.
Oh, I am. I'm going to. I'm going to.
Yep. Okay. And next we have Ylva.
yeah. They're really, nice going, Baggy. Ilva, of course, goes into the fray because something to hit
Yep.
that
so,
isn't actually a stone, that's
Yeah.
a lot more satisfying, even though it doesn't bleed.
Of course. So you go for you charge this thing as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So try to.
I don't aim for the head because
No,
fuck
just
that thing.
you just want to crush it in general. Remember that when you charge, you have a -2 on your skill.
Okay, how do I do that? Because when I roll it, it doesn't really let me.
Oh, it's fine. It just means that we just.
I
count
have
your
to
skills.
hit against 12 instead, but I rolled a 9.
Exactly. So you do fine. Okay, do damage. Yet again, it's definitely a good thing that you remember to bring your own personal pocket battle maiden.
Yep.
9 points of impaling damage plus half. So that's another 5. That's 14. All right. Yep. Okay.
The bag they keep me in better be Gucci.
It's Gucci goo.
Well, if they need a pocket battle maiden, then they better treat me nicely.
Sure. Well,
we did.
it's this basically what happens is that you level this horrible blow at its well, form in general. You
Torso,
rip,
probably
yeah,
biggest target.
you rip through its chest, and it does force this thing to take a step or two backwards. Again, you don't really have any idea of whether you've done genuine damage to it. You can't tell. There's no blood. There's no physique underneath it to really, you know.
But I opened it up, so now Frothy can put fire into it.
That's true. So next up we have Frothy.
That is true. I was originally going to ask you if Ignite Fire works, that I could light any hair on the top of the head on fire. But since there's an open hole I could kind of aim into, I would rather do that.
Okay, well, let's take a look and see if Ignite Fire will let you a single spot of heat and is used to... it works best on paper and cloth and cannot affect any item that would not burn in an ordinary fire. In particular, it cannot set fire to a living being.
Well,
And
strictly
it counts.
speaking,
it
when...
counts. It counts.
Aww.
Okay.
It's not... Ignite Fire is not a combat spell.
In that case, I would very much like to hurl a fireball into the opening.
Yes, that you can do.
Woo!
Okay.
Teamwork and all that
do,
shit.
Do some damage with it.
And that's just 1d6 flat, yes?
Yes, that's simply 1d6 flat.
3.
Okay, 3. Now, that seems to have an actual effect on it. It immediately turns its undivided attention towards Frothy after that.
No!
That really was not... it did not like that at all.
Bad thing. Look elsewhere.
Right? And so...
I just see Frothy doing the, yay, I hit! Fuck, no, don't, no, look at me, no, look elsewhere, please.
Yes. And let us see. Next in line then is Gulfi.
Do one of your miracle shots.
Well, I was saying such cool things and I was muted.
Yes.
Yeah. If Gilfy noticed, he actually shoot. Does he see if arrows had like any effect on it?
He again, any physical attack that has hit this thing so far, you can't tell if it actually has an effect on it because, again, as I said, there's no actual, there's no blood, there's no, it doesn't scream in pain or anything of the sort, so it's really difficult to tell.
Gilf would probably be like, he's seeing that the attention shifted to Frothy. He would probably pull out his shield and spear and like stand in front of Frothy.
Aww.
Shaking like a motherfucker. But
Yeah, but you're still doing what you can to protect the mage, who clearly had an effect on it.
Frothy will remember this fondly. Or something like that.
Sure. And then it is the bad guy's turn again.
Stay away!
And he brings this massively long whip around yet again, and once more tries to lash out and, well, literally, and hit one of you. Except this time, as I said, it's not trying to hit Baggy. This time, it is trying to hit Frothy.
does me standing in front makes any difference?
Yes, it does. It means I will give you a chance to block the attack with your shield.
Okay.
If it hits. I mean, he might not. He does.
Can I also attempt a block if he fails?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So let's see.
My rolls seem to be quite delayed.
Oh, you have. Ah, there you go.
And
Okay.
I will use luck.
Yes, of course, and try again.
Boop.
Oh, that is such. Okay.
12, 11, 10.
Yeah, just 2 more and you'll get there.
In that case, I shall try.
It's all right though. It's good.
Wow,
Okay.
no.
All right. Well, both of you try to bring up your shields, but obviously blocking something as bizarre as a whip made of an extra long human spine is not something anyone taught you when you got through weapons training back home. Really?
Oh, really?
Really strange, but it was not actually part of the training regimen. So you can complain to your trainers later. Oh wait, no, you can't.
Oh! If only they had included that in their training, perhaps they would have survived.
Yes, exactly. So we need to do some damage to we need to do some damage to.
This one to be
No.
X-Mage.
Hopefully just on bludgeoning, not magical damage that will not get through an armor. Hey. No? Okay.
That there is wishful thinking of the highest order.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Is any of that mitigated by my armor?
Yes, it is. 3 of them would be.
Holy crap.
Because it's a no, actually, that's a big fat lie. It's not impaling, it's cutting. So 5 of them would be.
Okay, and you don't resist with anything but your armor, yes?
Yep, just your armor.
So in that case, I take 9 points of damage.
Yeah, and it definitely draws blood. Quite a lot of it, in fact. You can feel as this thing hits you over the shoulder. You don't get your shield up in time, so this thing comes down, snaps around, down over your shoulder, bites into your back. You can feel how it flenses your you know, if it wasn't for your armor, you know that it would have cut straight through your rib cage and probably split you in 2.
Yep.
It is also quite probably one of the most painful things you've ever experienced. It is horrific. So, but I think that'll be covered by the fact that you have now probably lost enough health that you're taking minuses anyway.
I have 4 points of health left out of 13.
Yes, that's exactly enough that you're below 1/3 of your health, and that means you take minuses.
Ooh,
Ouch!
Mm-hmm. Ouch. Indeed.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan? Who knew?
It snarls again and actually it snarls and says your name. It says Frothy, and as you don't drop over dead, it just seems to get even angrier.
What the fuck? Why are you not dying?
Exactly.
Bastards!
You are supposed to die from this. Why don't you?
Mm-hmm. Well,
And then it is, in fact, Sindri's turn.
We do
I
not
think, by the
conform to
way-
your rules.
I think, by the way, Thrody calls out, Ilva, do it again!
Sindri, it's going to take a hold. It's going to take 2 turns for me to change to my mace and shield anyway.
Yes.
So I'm going to take a risk, and actually this time I am going to try and aim for its head, even if it does make -7, and just pray I roll really, really, really well.
Yes.
See what happens.
You can do it! I believe in you!
Don't say that. Sometimes there just isn't enough vomit in the world.
Vomitus Maximus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
good.
no.
You hit him. Let's get some.
Well, at the point I did specify I was aiming for the head, so I missed.
Oh right. Okay. Yes, you did. So yeah. Okay, you do miss.
I'm not going to take advantage of that a second time.
That's fine. That's fine. You well, you miss, and then it is Baggy.
Hey,
Yes.
Baggy, you can do it.
And Baggy won't be aiming this time. He'll just
Swing.
Yes.
Yep. take a swing at it. So let's see. Yes, he hits.
Yes, he
done.
does.
Yay!
Do
Go
damage.
Baggy.
For 5 points of damage.
Indeed. That is...
Aim for the massive gaping rent in its chest or something.
Yep,
Yep.
that's definitely that is what you do. And again, you like Ilva basically ripped through the armor and shredded it, and you add to the, well, quite frankly, to the mess. And let's see, that is calculations. I need to go back to school. Clearly, there we go.
I need to too. Shall we go together?
I need to too.
I too would like a 2-2.
Oh, go away.
God damn it!
Vikings and tutus. All right.
I don't
Newest
wanna
ballet
see
coming
your
to a theater near you.
Oh, Christ. The yes, the blow hits, and as I said, it adds to the mess of its defenses and armor in general. Ylva, your turn.
Yeah. She's not charging this time. She's just.
Nope, she's
chopping
just,
at
yep,
it.
Yep, just hitting it. Yep, she hits.
But look, the 13s. Always with the 13s.
Yeah, but you hit.
Yeah. Let's impale the bastard. Wow.
Another 8.
Oh, damn it.
That's 8 plus half of that. That's okay.
That's because I'm rolling ones.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But
And twos.
I'm counting the damage over here. I'm counting the damage, and I'll give you some explanation afterwards. But yes,
Does she open another hole?
2, 1, 1, 2, 2.
she well, it's already, pardon the pun, but it's already quite holy. Or in this case, should we say unholy? But
Well, going
Yeah.
through to get through the, I'm probably sure there's a hole through it now because she took the front out and now she probably took the back out.
Yeah.
Pretty
the
much.
pun is definitively unpardoned.
yes,
Oh well.
Well, he needed a blowhole. Now he has 2.
Oh.
this gets better and better. Let's get some.
We can give him a glory hole too.
Oh no!
Stop it!
I've seen a wiener how he could get. It's just as dry as he is.
I'm leaving. I'm done. You can fight on without me, guys.
If he needs a hand, there's probably one around.
Oh god, this is.
I think it's
horrible.
best. I think it's best we just ignore her and she'll stop eventually.
This is so
Sorry.
bad. This is
Yeah, that's
so
alright.
bad.
Just
But our punster is gone.
Yes.
hey, I have been trying in chat.
Yes.
That you have.
That you absolutely have.
Okay.
I'm muting so you don't have to hear the pun.
Okay, Ilva. But I just think that he's just misunderstood. He just wants a head. No. Okay, I'm muting now.
Yes.
I'm not.
You think that's what chopped it off?
Whose turn is it?
Mine!
Roll.
So how many minuses do I take?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Heine. This is going into the recording.
Alright. So how many minuses do I get?
That is what I'm actually. If you have less than 1/3 of your HP, you reel from your wounds half your move and dodge. So that's what it does. It doesn't give you minuses to your actual skills and so on, but your movement is halved. That also means that after this round, you will be moving down the initiative list to after Gylfi, and your dodge is only half of what it normally is. So all right.
Well, in that case, I think rather than charge up and risk getting hit another time, we're going for the rapid fire fireballs strategy this time. So
Yes.
it gets another one.
It gets another one indeed.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, it definitely is. That is a
I'm gonna
critical.
use
In
that.
fact, that is a critical.
Oh, how does that work?
That means, let me just check. I'm not
Can I explode
sure.
him?
No, I'm not sure how it goes with criticals on or on something like magic. You see, it's you know what? This is one of the beautiful places where GURPS is friendly and lets you use easy to use what are they called?
Indexes?
No, well, not just that, but easy to use house rules. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that if you roll a crit, there are crit tables in this, but they are, let's just say they are not. They're not very expansive. They're not very large. They're not very detailed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a ruling here saying that if you roll a crit on a on an attack, and actually let me just see, yeah, it's 3, 4, or 5, which is a crit normally. And if you roll a 3 or 4 or a 5 on an attack roll, you will automatically do maximum damage.
That's cool.
I think that's the. I mean, it is an extraordinarily good attack, so it's, you know, it makes, in my opinion, it makes sense that in a situation like that you do maximum damage. And depending on what, you know, on the situation, there might be maybe additional effects, maybe.
Well, in that case, it's 6 points
6
of
points
kaboom.
yeah, 6 points of kaboom. He catches on fire. He's still alive, if you can call it that. But he is now actually burning.
Good to see he's not immune to the fire either.
Eh.
That was in character, by the way.
Yes. And I'm moving you down so that we have it for next round. Gylfi, what do you want to do?
Gilfield actually like probably hunkered down next to Frothy just to like encompass him even more.
Yeah.
To give him some even more protection.
Yes.
And while he's not moving or not doing anything else, he'll try to. Basically, he will, in panic, search his mind if he ever heard the legends of this thing, and you know.
No, this is
Okay.
not one that you would have heard of. They are even in Seglas, they're super rare. But yes,
So you're basically hunkering down,
Yeah.
hoping for some bonus to defense.
Yes, and actually there may be, seeing as you are now over there and you're actually capable of, you know, of defending almost, you know, full defense basically. Let me see if there isn't a way of doing that.
If it helps and Frody has any actions left, he could have knelt to make himself a smaller target.
Yeah, that. I will say that because you guys are cooperating like that, I'll give you a +2 on block. Because you only have to cover each of you only have to cover about half the size of Frothy. You know, one covers the legs and one covers the upper body. So I'll give you a +2 for it.
Okay.
Basically, you're making the beginnings of a very, very, very small and localized shield wall.
One that shoots fireballs.
Yes.
fire.
Making shield walls, by the way, is a thing, and it's bloody effective. So yes,
Worth keeping in mind. Then.
yes. You know, basically overlapping shields and hiding behind them really, 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 really works. But yes, and yeah, then it's his turn again. Obviously.
Moment of truth.
Moment of truth. And needless to say, now that he is on, which reminds me, he is actually burning. Just give me a moment because I need to make a roll. Here we go. Ouch. Okay, here's what happens. And lucky you that I rolled a 6. What happens is that the flames seem to catch, and they envelop him, completely. He's a torch standing there for a moment, and then the whip that he was holding falls to the ground, where it instantly dissolves in smoke. And he crashes to the ground as well, very suddenly. He's like almost like he just sinks into the ground or vanishes or whatever. And you see almost like a shadow flowing away from where he was standing up into the smoke, and then out of the smoke comes running and then jumping this giant war horse. It's the biggest horse any of you have ever seen, not in the least because Southlander horses are actually not that large, and it's quite comical when a Southlander rides one. But this is a very large beast, and it literally it jumps over you guys almost effortlessly, and it neighs, it whinnies, and it sounds like it's just a little too slow. As it jumps over you, it's like everything happens in slow motion. It's really weird. But then you see these almost little flaming red eyes that it's got instead of normal eyes. It looks like the whole horse is shrouded in smoke as well. And then as it jumps over you, it literally vanishes. The moment it passes through the arch into the henge, it's gone.
Huh.
It's almost like it's going through a portal, through a doorway, and into something where you can't see it. It's gone.
Couldn't take the heat.
And
Less punning, more running.
You can look who's talking.
Thrody pats Gylfie on the back and tries to get up and moving, probably quite slowly.
Yeah, Gylfie's like assessing if he can run proper.
Frothy is badly wounded and can't run. He's staggering along.
He would probably like take him under arm, or even probably not like a piggyback ride, but like the thing, but just try to help him as much as you can.
Of course.
From seeing if Sindri sees this as he's sort of moving on, he shouts out, "Uva, give Gylfie a hand with Frothy, will you?"
Yeah.
If I have to.
Well, she was already doing it.
Yeah.
She's
Feel so loved.
She gets over there as well, and between her and Gylfie, you manage to half carry, half haul Frothy along, who's trying to keep up and run a little bit, and his legs are just not really cooperating, but you do manage to get to safe distance.
Woo!
And yet still Frothy is in nasty amounts of pain.
I think now that the adrenaline rush is over, he feels it much more keenly.
Yes, not only that, but your armor is damaged.
No!
It can be repaired, but it'll need a Southlander to repair it properly, because it is, your metal. There are blacksmiths on the crew, but until that happens, your armor value on your chest is 1 lower than it would normally be.
Makes sense.
Don't get into scuffles.
Is that weapon almost ripped the chains, or it did rip the chains.
I mean, it did 14 points of damage, and I have 13 points of health.
Yeah, it nasty. It nasty.
Thank you, armor.
Yes. This is why Southlanders are hard to kill.
Yeah, Gilfie would probably be immediately like put him on some patch of dry land,
Yeah.
and like pull up his armor quickly
Yeah.
to apply the
Yeah.
apply poultice's bandages. He's like, shut up.
Yes. What Gylfi sees when he gets the armor off him is brutal, to say the least. It really looks like somebody has taken a saw to Frothy's flesh.
Mm.
That's the way the wound looks. The meat is more ripped apart than cut apart.
That feels like it's going to leave a scar.
It does, and it's bleeding, and it hurts.
Yeah, Gilfie would definitely try apply even like I would say even excessive amount of the gold clover poultice
Yeah.
that he has.
Yeah. Well,
I would say except bandaging, he would maybe that would be very difficult, but he would maybe attempt on closing the wound with something.
yeah, you can do that if you. I mean, you are in a place where there are plenty of bushes with prickly thorns on it. That's the normal way of doing it. Is then to take a few long thorns, stick them through the ends of through the the torn pieces of the flesh, and then tie a little bow around the thorn.
Yeah, to be
It's
fair, he
very
does
messy.
have. Yeah, he does have some resemblance of like sewing kit.
Yes.
and
Oh, that could be used instead. That's yeah.
And I'm sure I'll find something I can put in my mouth and bite.
Yeah, he probably puts like gives him like his ear or something or like piece of cloth.
Something,
Munch.
because I think it's a foregone conclusion that Frothy is making some very loud and unhappy noises.
Mhm. I think if he could speak, he would say, Shannon, if you're spying on us, now would be a good time to reveal yourself.
Yes.
Also,
Yes.
Yeah, like Gilfie tells like he was still like Ilva hold his hand so he doesn't touch me while I'm doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
Don't hurt the healer. Here, give me your arms. Don't hurt the healer.
Yeah, and he like Gilfie during this seems so much more focused than during combat.
Yeah. Also, because you have the sewing kits that can help you, and because you are getting Ulva to help hold him while you are using something as efficient as a gold clover poultice, I will give you a +1 to your check.
This is folk medicine or first aid?
This is first aid.
Yeah, I also have first aid kit. So this
Yes.
another
yes,
+1.
Yes. Actually, you know what? No. First give me a first aid roll, and you have +1 to that. And then if that works, then it's the folk medicine for actually sewing the wound shut.
I can give you the sewing skill test.
No. Let's see. First
Okay.
first the first aid.
Yeah, first aid. On plus another +1.
Yes.
Well, another.
There you go. That's excellent.
It's a Gilfie's good at first aid.
Yes, he really is. Okay, this means from where Frothy's sitting, the wound gets cleaned. It's not going to get infected with all manner of nastiness, which is not a bad thing because you're in a swamp. And,
He probably like spreads like cloak under him, something like that.
Exactly. You also manage to apply, some pressure to it and a simple bandage, but the bandage is only a sort of a prerequisite. You need to hold the wound together like that in order to replace the bandage with the actual poultice, and that's the folk medicine.
Okay.
And you get +1 to, you get +1 to that as well. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Roll me 1d6 -1. 4 hit points back.
Nice. I can't see my token anymore. So
No. But that's I'll fix that for you. But you get 4 hit points back from that, and you can the rest of you can see how it almost looks like the little the small pieces of clover that can still be seen inside the herbal mixture in the poultice. Once it comes into contact with Frothy's wound, it seems like these little tiny pieces of plant almost melt into the wound, and the wound flows together and stops bleeding.
how does it feel to have that applied?
It's the most painful tickle you've ever experienced.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, how many poultices does it use? Just one or
Just one.
two?
Just one. And it's really one of those situations where you genuinely don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Nice.
I imagine Gilfy feels the same thing. Oh, it looks fine! He's so dead. It's okay! He's really dead.
Yeah. But at least, and yes, gold clover or not, this leaves a scar. A really nasty looking one.
I think you mean a really cool looking one.
Well, yes, but it's also... It can be both.
It's a
Does
scar you know that hurt like hell.
Yeah, it's one of
Does
those when...
Gilfy has a... Sorry.
Go on.
No, I just wanted to ask, does the Gilfy has any herbs or stuff that can either dull his pain or just dull him? Like mushrooms or shit like that, I don't know.
No, you do have willow bark that you can, if you boil it into sort of a weak tea, it functions a little bit like aspirin, but that's about it. And it's not much, but it'll do a bit if you can get him to a place where you can sit down and boil him some water.
We could probably go back to Shannon. That
Oh
was
yeah, I
right?
mean and you're strong enough now to make it back there with no trouble, and you can walk at a normal speed and so on. I mean, you're still obviously, it still hurts. You're at 8 out of 13 hit points, but you're fine. You're gonna manage.
I think Thrody looks to Gilfy and says, "Are you sure you're not a sight maker? Because it hurt, but it seems really efficient."
Best I can do without having the word insert words for magic.
Yeah, side. It's S-E-D-A-D.
Gilfy's Gilfy's probably squatting someone near and just like washing his hands of blood.
Yeah.
Perfect opportunity. I rustle his hair and says, "Well, you did good. And hopefully you've learned not to trust old men."
Yeah, maybe if you didn't shoot him immediately, this wouldn't happen.
You really think so?
Yes, I do.
I think he was going to send that thing after us either way. We did burn his circle thing, after all.
Well, we can only speculate. Never mind.
Yeah, all I know is that you did really well when it came down to it.
So you guys talk and banter and so on as you make your way back towards Shannon's island, I guess. Right. Okay, well, you get there, and it takes, oddly enough, about as long time to get back as it took to go in the first place. So you get back there probably around midnight. The stars are out. The moon is 3/4 full, and you have a nice quiet walk. In fact, the whole swamp feels a lot less threatening going this way than going the other way.
Thrody takes that as a sign of that whatever they did did the swamp a favor.
It's not unlikely. It's at least it's at least very clear that something something has settled a lot of things in the swamp.
And we did probably fight the most dangerous thing we can stumble upon here.
At least one
Probably.
of them, definitely. You get back to where Shannon's place is, but it's very quiet when you get there.
Too quiet.
Yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Sindri will go on ahead, check it out for everyone's sake.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
again, there's a fairly thick mist over the ground, but you get again, because as I said, the when the sun isn't out to burn away the fog, it'll get a lot thicker. So you're not quite, you can't really see more than a few steps ahead of you, really. But eventually you see like it looks like a fallen tree or something, like a tree trunk. And as you get closer to it and you're about to go hop over it, you realize it's not a tree trunk.
What is it then?
It's a snake.
Sindri stops moving.
It is not moving, so yeah.
Not at all? No,
Nope,
not
nope,
even
nope,
breathing?
No move at all. Nope, no moving. He's dead.
Is it?
Well,
Is it the...
from the looks of it, certainly.
Can I see its head?
If you move along it, I'm sure you could.
Alright, he does. Very, very, very carefully.
Right.
Till he sees the head.
And there you go.
It's horrible.
Yes, it is.
Cutie.
Its eyes should not be where its nostrils should be.
No, it shouldn't.
That shouldn't no. Make
And
it go
should not
away.
it should not have teeth like that either. They're horrible creatures.
Clearly.
And
Oh.
when you get to its head, you can see that Galvan's spear is literally sticking up through the top of its mouth and out through the top of its skull.
Well, I recognise Galvan's spear, but what about Galvan himself?
Galvan is sitting against a rock, breathing very, very with huge difficulty.
Gilfy rushes over.
Yeah,
Well-
it's very short, staggered breath, like yeah, that kind of breathing.
The kind of breathing where he's a goner either way, sort of breathing.
At least, it's not a bad guess. At least, you see, Shannon is lying on the ground as well. She's dead.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You see Ordal is on the ground. He's about half of him rather is on the ground. You can't see the rest of him. You can't see Aiden at all. The she can't see him at all. And you can see Braden is also apparently still alive. He is nearby, lying on the ground, but you can see he's moving his arms, like he's trying to fend off something that isn't there.
Sindri will go over to him then. If Gilfy's looking after.
Yeah, Galvan.
Galvan, yeah.
So we'll keep watch, because that seems like a smart thing to do.
Yeah. So let's start with Gilfy and Galvan, because you were the first one to react. So you headed over towards him. you can easily see why he's breathing the way he does. This thing has bitten him. You don't even know if it's venomous. It might be, but its fangs have gone straight through one of his lungs, and
Ooh.
it's filling with blood. He's literally in the process of drowning in his own blood.
Well, that's not the thing that I can fix.
No.
Guilty, like, if you, like, I imagine the guy is quite weak right now.
Yeah, he's dying. He's
Yeah.
But he's clear. I mean, it looks like he's relieved to see someone friendly, at least. Blood is spilling past his lips into his beard. He's probably going. He's got maybe a minute left to live. That's the maximum, you would imagine.
Guilty would just probably be like, because he imagines that this is quite painful for him.
It is.
He would just like come closer to him, sigh heavily, cover his eyes.
Yeah.
Cover eyes of Galvan.
Yeah.
Just slit his throat.
Yeah, to let it be over.
Mm-hmm.
He manages, as he realizes what you're about to do, he gurgles a thank you.
And after Gilfy does that, he drops his knife and starts sobbing on the side.
Yeah. And as I said, Braden is on the ground, apparently having half a boxing match with someone that nobody else can see or whatever. But he's in a state at least. But you get over there, Sindri.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do?
I call his name.
He reacts. He's like, Are you there? Are you there?
Of course I'm here.
Help me sit up, please. Help me sit up.
He does. He goes over. He has his mace out just in case.
Yeah.
But he helps the man up as best he can.
He's sitting there and he blinks repeatedly, and when you get him up like that, you realize he can't see you.
Do his eyes indicate blindness, or
Yes.
they?
Yes, he's not. He doesn't see anything.
So his eyes have gone white or something. Then?
No, it's just there's no reaction. They don't focus. There's no reaction of any kind. If when you move him, his eyes, the eyeballs they don't focus on anything. They don't seem to look at anything. If you wave a hand in front of his face, there's no reaction whatsoever.
Powers have mercy.
I don't
What
think they have.
Figure of speech. What the fuck happened here?
We were sitting around the campfire when just talking and getting to know Shannon. She's a nice woman. Is she all right? Is she all right?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. What about the others?
We only found Garin, and his lungs were filling with blood. We had to end his suffering. You're the last, I'm afraid.
Oh, no. You have to. I can't see you. I don't know what. It thrashed. And it thrashed and it hit me and it was about to crush me. It's just under its weight. And the next thing I know, Galvan was there with his spear and he stabbed upwards and the thing fell and rolled, and I've never, it's right on top of me. I can't see.
No, I don't have any skill with medicine to say whether or not this is permanent, but it is dead. Garen's spear did finish it.
If you get back to the others, if you get back to the army, he carries a pouch on his belt. There's a braid in it of red hair. Take that pouch back. Give it to his wife if you can find him or find her, and tell her that he killed this thing.
Oh well.
You can't bring me if I'm blinded. I'm just gonna slow you down.
I know. I get the impression.
Just, you're gonna have to leave me here. If it passes, I'll make my way out of the swamp and go back. But you can't bring me.
No. Damn it. Sindri, he reaches into his back, and he pulls off his backpack, reaches into get out the small box he had back at the Hurbor, and I remember you said that he had a couple of simple looking arrowheads contained within.
Yes.
He takes one out.
Yeah.
And gently presses it into not like
no, but I know what you mean.
Hurt, but yeah, presses it into Braden's palm. Keep this with you.
I will. Thank you. You can see that he just, using his thumb, he tests the edge of it and realizes that it's, razor sharp. So he just nods. I will. I'm not gonna starve to death. At least.
No.
Just never seen anything like that thing. Fucking druids.
Their sacred site is burned, and their monsters are dead.
You found another snake?
No. A spectre on a flaming horse with his head under his arm, whip made of a spine.
Dullahan, that's what they're called. Very rare. You're great warriors that you're still standing after meeting one of those things.
Yeah.
Well done. Please, promise me that you're gonna finish this and not turn back now. Just promise me.
I promise.
All right. I don't know if there's gonna be. I don't know if there's gonna be more of these things coming. You guys had better move on.
Yes. Another character is Shannon's sort of cottage. Was it above ground or?
Yeah, she had a sort of a. Well, it was one of those. It's one of those houses where there's a roof above ground and everything else is dug, half a story into the ground. So the walls are underground, but the roof is still over it.
Right.
I will see if I can't find an image of it. That would be nice.
I was wondering if it would be worth actually. Well, if he said he wants to try and set off when if his sight returns, but it might be worth putting him down there at least so he's not randomly attacked by some other creature.
That's a good idea.
might also give us the chance to see if anyone is in there, because the horse-eared guy was missing, right?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. The
Yeah.
shoes.
I found an
On-
image that I can show. So if you, there you go. This is how a building like that is constructed. So.
Oh, I see.
On the note of Aiden being gone, Ilva has been looking around. He's not there, so she starts cutting open the snake in case he was swallowed.
Yeah. No,
It's a good thing to know. Even did he get away, or did the snake eat him? Is that why he's not there?
well, the snake ate half of Ardal, but that's the only part that you find inside it.
Well, then I can put it with the upper part of Ardal.
Yes, you can. And it's a gruesome thing, obviously, but yes, you can.
I think after seeing your entire life and
Yeah,
family being completely ripped apart,
Yeah,
seeing
this
friends
is-
is kind of you're
Yeah.
kind of desensitized already.
Oh hell yes, no question.
I'm not very much desensitized. I feel bloody awful.
The where you find no sign of Aiden inside the monstrosity, and it's not until you get to where the house is that you find Aiden not in the house, but coming out of it. He's fallen over. Coming out of the house, he's been carrying with him. He's been carrying with him a small bag. He's unconscious, but he's alive.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
Then we can
Um,
wake him up.
He is wounded. It should be said he's wounded and he's covered in a film of sweat. But he's alive.
What?
If he's got a sweat, he's feverish then.
I think we should call on Gilfy.
Yeah.
Might I also...
Carrot sitting down, hands, face in hands, sobbing, like
Yeah.
with bloody knife next to him,
Yeah.
and corpse of the Galvan, I think.
Yeah. Galvin, yes.
I'm just going to point out the time, by the way, guys.
Yes, we are going to actually on this image of some of you standing over an unconscious she, and your healer sitting in the background, crying his eyes out. We are going to take our second break, and we shall be back with the final hour of this week's The Long Voyage in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.